Inside Michigan Football, presented by Priority Health, is brought to you in part by Absopure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. By U of M Health System, hope starts here, answers start here, victories start here. U of M Health System. By Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Inside Michigan Football, Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl Special, Michigan versus Florida. We're glad to have you along. In the next hour, we're going to talk to Coach Jim Harbaugh, both Michigan coordinators on offense and defense, about this matchup with Florida. We're also going to talk to some players. We're going to show you some tourist attractions that the players have been enjoying this week. We'll have our time machine. We'll have our Al Rose Steel Iron Man of the Week. But first, we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about this football game and how much this game means to Michigan. It's about entering into the offseason on a positive note. It's about Michigan beating Florida and how much it means to them. Ed Kengerski has that story.
Thanks, Jim. It's been unseasonably hot in Central Florida this week, but that hasn't stopped the Wolverines from really getting after it in practice. West Orange High School in Winter Garden has opened its gates for the Maize and Blue. This is their home away from home this week as they prepare for this Citrus Bowl. And there's a Michigan connection here. Pat Moons kicked for the Wolverines back in 1985 and 1986. He's a teacher here and also coaches the girls' soccer team. 10-win seasons have become the standard of excellence in the modern era. For this group of Wolverines, this is their opportunity to complete an inspiring turnaround. 10 seems to be the magic number in college pigskins. If you reach double digits, you've accomplished something extra special. Michigan sits at 9-3, heading into its Citrus Bowl showdown against Florida.
10 wins, like you said, is what everyone try to strive for as a benchmark, especially from last year having 5 wins. That's double the wins we had last year, so it's super important for us.
Anytime a team can get 10 wins, that's so big for the program, for the school, and that'd be tremendous if we could do that and also send these seniors out with a win.
It's something special, and it's something people don't take for granted, and definitely an opportunity that we have as a football team to go out and get that 10th win.
It showed that all the hard work we did since spring ball is finally paying off. To come from last season 1-5 to double that this year to 10 wins, will just show how tremendously we worked in the off season, then in camp to improve this season, and so that it finally paid off with that 10th win.
2015 was a football expedition like few others. As with all good teams, as the Maize and Blue climbed higher and higher, the final destination was never quite clear.
It's always a goal to be playing on New Year's Day. At the beginning of the season, it's hard to see it's football. You never know what's going to happen. We were looking at the first game and then the next game, and we took that approach, and I think that was something that really helped this team, that we never looked forward, we never got too down on ourselves, we never got too up, and we just approached every week like it was game week.
This season has been a great one. Being able to play on New Year's Day is definitely a blessing, and our play year-round speaks for itself.
The mood of this club reflects the importance of knocking off the Gators.
Antsy. We're excited to get back on the field. Playing each other for 3 weeks kind of gives you reminiscence of camp. And when camp's going, all you want to do is get to that first game. You just want to start, I know the offensive line want to start banging heads with somebody else other than ourselves. And we're just rearing and ready to go.
We're all business and we're here to win a game. And I think that the mood is just, it's an aura of just we want to get things done. We want to get this work done.
We have a lot of guys on our team that like to be around each other, and then like to be around the coaches. And then when you have that, it makes everything easier when you have long practices and everything.
10 wins, New Year's Day, the SEC runner-up in their home state. There are plenty of motivators, external and internal.
In my eyes, if you haven't been doing it all year, what the heck have you been doing? If you're not preparing, not getting ready to play, it's though your best every weekend and play every game like it's your last, then you're doing something wrong. But it's special.
You want to end it the right way. You're going to do whatever you can. Counting these last days down. Every day is your last day of the week to play for Michigan, and so today's gone. And so I'm looking forward to getting into the film and looking forward to tomorrow, and then each day of the week, and then finally that game is going to be something special.
Joe Bolden talked about sending all the seniors out the right way, but he also talked about the future, the youngsters, and how this can be a springboard into 2016. We're talking about off-season workouts, spring ball, and ultimately the 2016 season. I'll have plenty more here from Orlando as we get closer to kickoff, but for now, let's go back to Jim Brandstatter.
Coming up, Orlando has plenty to offer in the fun department, and the Wolverines took advantage. We'll see that, and Jim Harbaugh stops by for a visit. While this is a business trip, it's also Mickey Mouse's home, and the Mouse played host to the Wolverines like only he can.
We're in Disney World. I'm excited, first time here, so looking forward to getting on some rides and just having a good time with the team.
Can y'all say go blue? Can I hear it louder? Yeah. Michigan fans everywhere out here in Orlando, Florida at Disney World having some fun. We out here trying to function.
Out here trying to function. It's been discovered that we're on the football team. Our disguises aren't working anymore. Us dressing as normal people isn't working anymore. You guys want a picture? Michigan fan. Ooh. Ooh. Jake, you're so famous. Jake Rudolph.
I know.
The camera
on the camera. If I die today, tell my mom I love her. Tell my dad I love him. Tell my fam I love them. We made it, fam. We made it. That was not it. There was a whole lot of turning. Bruh.
Welcome back to Orlando. You know the last bowl game Jim Harbaugh coached in? It was the Super Bowl. Well, now he's at the Citrus Bowl. And the most important thing about a coach and what he wants to see his team do when they get to that bowl game is play well. That means preparation. I talked with Coach Harbaugh. He likes the way this team has worked to get ready.
I just think they've been really good. Guys are really focused. They're really on it. They worked extremely hard in the meeting room as well. I think winning this game is very important to them.
One of the things that people have said and we've read is that this is really a business trip, and you've kind of put that mindset in the kid and the young men's eyes and in their minds. Is that the way you wanted it to be?
Well, I mean, however you frame it there, I think it's a great opportunity to play in a bowl game. It's a great opportunity to get this extra football and to have that. The other thing is it can be critical to somebody's career, playing against a great team like Florida, showcasing what you can do as a team, what you can do as an individual. It's an amazing opportunity, and it needs to be treated as such, in my opinion. Now, you don't need to be all out there on a vacation or out late at night at the saloons. So we've stayed away from that and really focused on keeping the important stuff, and protecting ourselves from the outside world and protecting ourselves from ourselves.
A lot of coaches talk about the great preparation for young kids, that you get an extra number of practices to develop young players so that heading into next spring, all of that stuff. Do you find that as a coach that bowl preparation helps you do that?
There's no question about it. That's one of the real unique opportunities of playing in a bowl game is all this extra football you get, all this extra preparation, practice. It's a heck of a lot of fun.
You've been to bowl games before. You've been there as a player under Schembechler. You've been in the NFL to playoffs and stuff. You're now back to a bowl game as a college head coach. Has it changed? Is there any difference for you as a head coach coming to a bowl game with all the distractions, with the saloons out there?
No, you just you just ignore them. It's you don't have to go over that way. You don't have to walk down that street. So I had quite a bit of experience. I mean, we played a couple of bowl games at Stanford, and we develop our own unique way of going to a bowl game. I guess maybe it sounds revolutionary, but it's really not. It's pretty much the same thing we did when we were players.
I know it is what you make of it.
Right.
How do you find that your assistant coaches and your staff have come along with this Jim Harbaugh theory of this is what we're going to do for this bowl game?
How do they feel about it?
Yeah.
Oh, they want to win too, Jim. My kids like the way it's going. They want to win.
Are those
Sarah likes
kids?
it.
I was going to say, are those the kids that are playing for you, or your kids, Jim Harbaugh's Addie in the game?
Addie, Katie, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love the fact.
Sarah loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want to win too.
You're giving them an opportunity to go out and.
They want to win.
Yeah, they want to win. You're not.
Win.
When they go to Disney, do you tell them always keep your eye on the prize?
Well, they say you better win, Daddy. Yeah.
And how about the team? You said that they want to win, and you said that they're really focused. They've carried that over from the practices you said you had in Ann Arbor down here to Orlando. How have you seen it in their eyes and in the way they practice? Is there intensity?
The way they practice, yeah, and yeah, you can hear it. You can. There's been there's a noise that's made at a good practice, Jim, as you well know. I mean, you can hear it. It's the plastic hitting the plastic.
So you've been physical with them,
yeah.
And going into a practice in a bowl
I haven't
like
been
this.
physical.
No, but I mean the practices for
I
these.
stand there and blow the whistle, and but yeah, the team is prepared really well.
Still to come, we'll have more from Coach Harbaugh on the Gators, and the Michigan seniors talk about their last time in maize and blue. There was a hungry group of Wolverines that invaded a local Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant following Monday's practice in Orlando. The title sponsor of the game hosted the team, and all those wings didn't stand a chance. You know, bowl season is filled with excitement. So many games, so many close games, so much interest in all these bowls. But you know, for seniors, it can be bittersweet. For Michigan, some of these kids, it's the last time they're going to play in the maize and blue.
I've thought about it a little bit, and I've really just been thinking about how I want it to be a fond memory, you know, just bring home a win, and that's really what I've been focusing on, and playing my best ball and helping our team play our best game.
It's a possibility for a lot of guys, and that it could be their last football game ever. So don't take anything for granted, and I'm ready to roll, ready to play.
Time goes by fast. That's something that Coach Harbaugh always says. The days may seem long, but the years go by so quick. That's definitely something you start to realize. And yeah, it'll be a sad moment, but also we're lucky enough we have one more.
Rudock is also lucky to be playing in his home state, where travel for his family and friends is much more convenient.
That's awesome. I mean, I've been fortunate to be able to go to Florida 3 out of my 5 years playing college football. It's great allowing my parents to drive up to a game, seeing as how they fly to most of them, and yeah, it's just really cool to kind of be back home and playing, you know, familiar territory.
These young men have been focused all week, ready to take advantage of this final opportunity.
It means a lot, you know. Definitely leaving Florida with a W is definitely something I want to do, and having that you know, bragging rights that, you know, I left Michigan. Hey, I left Michigan with a W, so, you know, it's definitely something I want to come out with and just play my heart out.
It's gonna be mixed emotions. It's been a great 5 years, and you know, you can never see what it's gonna be like coming into this season. It was, you know, the last year, and you know, you think about that, and then you think about the last regular season game, and then the last time you'll ever put the jersey on. So, you know, I'm really excited for this game. I look forward to playing in it, and then afterwards, you know, hopefully we can come out with the W.
Coming up, offensive coordinator Tim Drevno talks Citrus Bowl strategy. Coming into this game between Michigan and Florida, the experts say Florida's defense is their strength. That puts pressure on the Wolverines' offense, but offensive coordinator Tim Drevno is very comfortable with his offense and their readiness.
Our guys have a better understanding of this offense because of all the practices that we had leading up to it. You know, they're a resilient group. They understand what happened in the Ohio State game. They want to come back and do great things. So all they've been doing is working, and they've got such a great attitude. They want to be successful, and they're smart, and their football awareness, their football lens is really opening up. So it's been really a great last couple weeks with them.
From your perspective too, one of the things I know you want to improve on and get better is that running game. And that running game, if it gets better, provides you with possession time, which keeps their offense off the field.
Right. We've been working on that. We really have. And you know, sometimes you go into games, there's two big guys going at each other. It gets a little sticky in there, you know, and it's sometimes maybe your running game isn't working, but you can rely on your pass game. And Jake and the receiving core, you know, they've done a great job really taking ownership of that. And you know, sometimes you got to go win a game by throwing it. Sometimes you got to go win a game by running it, you know. It's nice to have it 50-50, but our mindset is, hey, we're going to do what works to win the game. So, but there has been improvement with the running game.
You talked earlier about this team understanding the offense. How much of that is Jake too, from the last game to this game? As a quarterback, he's got to know it inside and out because he's got to get you to the right place. How's Jake been coming into this game?
Unbelievable. I mean, he's a very intelligent young man. Like I always kind of paint the picture that he's like a reliever coming out of the bullpen in the 9th inning with bases loaded, 2 outs. And he's got. Does
he like that? Does he like that characterization?
I think he does.
Yeah?
I think he enjoys that when I say that to him. And you know, Jim and Jed have done a great job with him. And from the first time he started till now, it's just great improvement. And he feels comfortable. I mean, you make a call, you send the call into him. He can process it, probably see it in his mind. He probably comes off his lips quicker. Guys, he understands the precision of the routes and where guys are going to end up, and get a feel of a receiver, how he's going to run it off a body. So he's done an outstanding job, and he's gotten better every week. And we knew that because he loves the game of football.
Talk to me about how you're preparing for this Florida team, because everything I see, there are athletes everywhere on their defense. I'm sure you're sitting there looking at tape going, what did I get myself into?
They've got a really good defense. Up front, they're got great initial quickness, got a knack for the ball, play off blocks very well, give that second effort, on the run. When they pass rush, they're always moving, swapping the hands, and just making the guys up front really move. The linebackers really can run, instinctive, great football awareness.
Yeah, Morrison and Davis, right?
Yeah, Morrison, Davis, and very good players. Secondary-wise, very good change of direction, very good understanding of the route concepts. They're a very good defense.
How do you attack as an offense that elite speed?
I think that you look on tape, stuff that gives you advantages, put guys in successful situations, and just go at them. Not hold back, and have a great game plan of attack, and they're going to get us sometimes. We're going to get them. I mean, it's part of the game.
Still to come, Ed Kengurski talks to a pair of Michigan All-Americans who said no to the next level. It has been unseasonably warm here in Florida, but let's get back to the game. For some of the Florida kids, the next level is important to them, and some of them have said they're going on to the NFL, some of their best. For Michigan, it's just the opposite. 2 of their best have said, we're staying in school for our senior year and coming back to play for Michigan. Ed Kengurski is here with their story.
Well, Jim, any coach would tell you that winning creates opportunities, and that's exactly what 2 starters were faced with, 2 All-American starters after their breakthrough 2015 seasons. Jordan Lewis.
Throws screen right. That screen is blown up. That's Jordan Lewis.
Jake Butt.
Back to throw Murdoch. Murdoch throws. He's got Jake Butt. Butt's got it at the 5, and he will score.
Both were trending up as the season was winding down. Surefire NFL draft picks, but both decided to come back for their senior seasons.
I'm really close to finishing college, and it would be a waste, just to leave not unfinished. It was just a whole bunch of media attention, and on social media, people ask me every day, like, are you coming back or are you not coming back? And it was just to a point where, I had to let everybody know my decision.
It was cool, just to be in that position to even have to make that kind of a decision, but Michigan's such a special place. It kind of seemed to be an easy decision, I love this team. I love my teammates. I love this coaching staff. And I love the direction that this program's going. There'll come a time when football's done and over with, but I'll still have that Michigan degree with me, and that's going to hold strong, and it's going to help me get a good job someday. I really believe that.
The college experience entails so many things, measurable and immeasurable.
I love this university. I love just the nasty grind that Coach Harbaugh's really embraced and shown us. And it's not always easy, but I always keep the end in mind that it's going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth it. Just put a little bit of money in the bank each day, and it'll be worth it in the end.
The university has done a lot for me. It's our fan base and the people around campus love, me and the football team, and this is a great feeling of going around.
These young men see the potential, the future of the program, and by the time they leave, they want to stamp a legacy that will never be forgotten.
Since a little kid, I always want to be a part of Michigan, football, and and win something big, win something bigger than myself. You know, a national championship has always been a goal for me since I was a little kid. So, especially winning at Michigan, at hometown, and you know, being a hometown hero, and knowing that your legacy will be stamped as like one of the greatest, you know, Michigan football players to come out, you know, of Detroit and Michigan as a whole, it'll be a great feeling.
I said, I'm coming here because I want to win Big Ten championships. I want to win national championships. I think we took a step towards that this year, and we got the coaching staff to do it. We're bringing in the guys to do it. We got the players to do it. So I think it's only a matter of time.
Matter of time. How's that for confidence? And a win in the Citrus Bowl would be a huge step in that direction. I'll be checking in one more time here in Orlando, but for now, let's go back to Jim Brandstad.
Thanks, Ed. We'll talk defense with Greg Madison when we come back. And don't forget, more from Jim Harbaugh. For this bowl matchup, Michigan will feature a new defensive coordinator, but just for this game. And he's not really new. He's Greg Madison, last year's defensive coordinator. And according to Greg, things are going very smoothly on that side of the ball.
Our players have done a very, very good job, and Jim did a great job as far as putting the focus on let's go play the best football we can play. And this is a business trip, you know, and you can have some fun, but you're going to get ready to practice each day. And we've had great practices leading up to this game.
You're in a unique position today, too, because you're the defensive coordinator for this game. You were the defensive line coach, but with DJ Durkin leaving and going to Maryland. But you were also the defensive coordinator for this team last year. So it's not a real long stretch to get you to the defensive coordinator job. What's the transition been like for you for this one game?
Well, it hasn't been hard. I mean, when they say the word defensive coordinator, then your job is to coordinate the defense to make sure everything's going smoothly, that everybody's on the same page. And our coaches have done a good job. Everybody's worked hard at making sure we get ready for this game. And you know, the big thing that I like about not coordinating is you can spend all your time with the defensive line. And anymore, you really have to devote every second to your position. And but you know, for this to help us win and do whatever we have to do to win, that's what Jim wanted to do, and that's what we did.
And this defense isn't going to look a whole lot different with you as the coordinator from what people saw in the regular season, is it?
No, I mean, you don't make a ton of changes when you take over. It wasn't broke. You know, so what you have to do is just make sure you keep doing the finer points and make any corrections that we needed to make from the end of the year.
You talked about the kids working hard and getting ready, and you like to have a focus on the D-line. What specific problems does Florida give you? Treon Harris is their quarterback, more of a runner than a thrower, but they've got athletes pretty much every position. Talk to me about how you approach Florida.
Well, Florida has the ability to run the football, and you have to make sure you take that away. And then when it's pass, they're equal run pass, and maybe more pass than run. But the thing that Harris gives them is if you say go rush the passer, go get this guy. You do that, you open up scramble lanes, and he will take off running as soon as the guy he wants to throw to is covered. So now you got to be careful of not holding your rush guys back, but at the same time you can't go wild trying to get the quarterback. So that's been the deal we've been trying to make sure is right.
You know, the other interesting thing from your perspective is last year the offensive coordinator at Michigan was Doug Nussmeier. You were the defensive coordinator at Michigan. This year for this game, you're the defensive coordinator, and Doug Nussmeier is the offensive coordinator for Florida. What's that dynamic like, or does that give you or him kind of an idea? Hey, I know what Greg thinks, or you could say, I know what Doug thinks. Is there any of that going on?
Well, there could possibly be because you've been together for a year. Doug's an outstanding offensive coordinator and a great coach. And the thing about it, though, is when you have 3 weeks to prepare for a bowl game, you got to kind of throw out all tendencies. You know, everybody's going to always do something different, and you have to be ready to adjust and adapt to whatever's happening in that game.
Still to come, our Alro Steel Ironman of the Week and a special story about a special moment at the Big House. This week's Alro Steel Ironman of the Week is a senior who was recently voted the Bo Schembechler Most Valuable Player by his teammates. Jehu Chesson had a terrific season and led the team with 11 touchdowns.
The opinion of how
the guys that you play with on a daily basis, those you share suffering and share time with, those are the things that really matter, because those are the guys you're responsible for when you go out in the field. I mean, that's why you work hard during the summer. You work hard for those guys, and for them to think that about you, it's a high honor.
Did you ever think it would happen?
To be honest, no, I didn't.
Talk to me now about the opportunity to play Florida. You're up against guys that are going to go on to the NFL. They've already committed to the NFL. It's a real way to gauge yourself against Florida, isn't it?
It's a great way to. I mean, it's just like taking a final exam. We just got done taking final exams a few weeks ago at Michigan, and so, I mean, but we're ready. I think they have a great secondary. The guys personally I'm going to be going up against, very good team, well coached, great athletes as well, and so I'm just really excited for the opportunity to play them.
Thanks, Jay Hugh. You know, for a minute, let's go from the Citrus Bowl back to Ann Arbor. One of the great things about Michigan football is the game day experience at the Big House. Well, this year, Michigan did something to help enhance that game day experience for a special segment of their fans. Ed Kengerski is here once again to tell us all about it.
Yeah, this is a really cool story. So many exciting things happened at the Big House this year. The big plays, the big wins, but one of the most memorable moments occurred in the stands against Ohio State. An Ann Arbor man was fooled on an end around on a play drawn up by his family. At every 2015 home game, U of M had a deaf student sign the national anthem. On November 8th, that student was 8-year-old Jacob Mahoney. And in the stands, with a stunned look on his face, was Larry Lage, Jacob's grandfather, a man who has not missed a home game in 61 years.
Things were happening all around me, and I was watching the signing. I was watching it. It was like, it really touched my heart. I started to cry. I was shocked that this was happening. I could see this. And he's deaf, and wow, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was just so happy. Brings a tear to my eye.
To more clearly understand the significance, consider this. English and American Sign Language, or ASL, are completely different languages.
The closed captioning is kind of like, yeah, I have to watch the video and the flag and all the other things that I'm watching. I have to focus on reading it. So, but the ASL, I can see it. It's more clear. It's understanding. It's just much better than the closed captioning. I can see everything. I just love the ASL. It's just so much clearer.
What we don't understand about American Sign Language is it's a three-dimensional language. It's a language that has motion and intensity as part of the expression of what the individual is trying to say. It truly is a deaf person's first language. It's their primary language.
University officials made a commitment to lead in this area, knowing there was a void to be filled, a silence that needed a voice.
It was really important that we include other members who may not be able to hear what's actually being spoken at the games. So having the national anthem being signed really allows for people like me and also other individuals in the deaf community to be able to connect and to celebrate and also participate in the national anthem at the football games.
This experience in bringing American Sign Language to our national anthem really shows the level of commitment and devotion that athletics has to including all people with disabilities as part of the fan base.
Signing the anthem fits the school's mission of fostering an inclusive environment and celebrating what's unique about football Saturdays at the Big House.
I'm just so happy. Thank you so much for setting up the sign language for the ASL for us. I was just incredibly surprised that this happened for us. It's really wonderful. I really want. I just want to see that all over the campus here, you know. In the future, just seeing that for a lot of events.
This really takes our university and our athletics department to the next level, to say we want you here, we welcome you into our community, and as a way of showing that and demonstrating that to you, here's our national anthem in a way that is best represented for someone in your situation.
The next time you hear the anthem at the Big House, take a moment, because not everybody experiences it the same way. We're winding down on this hour-long edition of Inside Michigan Football, but there's still plenty to come, including Jim Brandstatter and Jim Harbaugh, Part 2. We're back right after a short break.
Let's take a trip into our time machine, going back to New Year's Day 2008, the last time Michigan played in the Citrus Bowl. Chad Henne threw for 373 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Mike Hart ran for 129 yards and 2 scores as the Wolverines beat 9th-ranked Florida 41-35. It was Lloyd Carr's last game as head coach. Coach Carr's victory that day made enough of an impression on the Citrus Bowl brass that this year, Lloyd was an honored guest in the Citrus Bowl parade, riding in his own parade car. With floats made only of citrus fruit and marching bands and over 3,000 participants, it's a huge Orlando tradition, and thanks to his victory in 2008, Coach Carr got a parade position all by himself.
It was really special because my grandsons, CJ and Tommy, got to ride on either side of me, and that was really special. You know, and the parades here, I've never been in before or seen it, so they had great enthusiasm. I'll tell you, I was really impressed and surprised at the number of Michigan fans that lined up parade line, so it was good. It was all good.
We're sure Coach Harbaugh would like to join Lloyd in that parade, but he's got a game to play yet. And here's more from Coach on this year's Citrus Bowl matchup. What do you see from this Florida team when you look at them on tape?
Yes, it's a really good football team, really well-coached team. Also, very athletic team, no doubt about it. There's NFL players, playing on that team, and there's another great opportunity, for our guys that aspire to play at the next level too. They're going to be playing against some NFL football players in this bowl game, and it's a chance for them to make a name for themselves.
Do you tell young men, hey, this is a gauge for you against somebody from the other side?
Yes.
Do you challenge them?
Yes, there's a challenge in that. There's no question about it, and they're aware of that. We make them aware of it.
What do you make of all the people that talk about SEC, the conference deal, SEC versus Big Ten? Is that more of a media creation? We talked on the air, I think, with Jake Butt not long ago, and he said it's more of a media thing. It doesn't really enter our consciousness as you get ready to play a Florida.
Yeah, I suppose we haven't really talked about that too much, but there's no doubt it's a heck of a conference. The Southeastern Conference. There's great football players in the South. They really have a real heart for football. A real football face. But our guys do too, and what a tremendous opportunity to have a matchup like this.
Talk to me about your preparation and defensively, offensively, coming off an Ohio State game, bad taste in everybody's mouth in regards to that. Is this, or do you get the sense this is a little bit of a redemption type of deal against this team? Your next game?
It's like what we said, an opportunity, a great opportunity to be playing still. Not have to finish the season the way we did in November and have a chance to play this football game. You got to understand that our guys didn't have a game last year at this time, and we were sitting at home watching all the other teams playing in these games this time last year. So many levels. It's just a wonderful opportunity to be playing football.
Do you get the sense, and this is one of those things that Michigan has always gone to bowl games, and when you don't, maybe there's a little take it for granted, and this year it's, hey, we have a great opportunity, and this is a reward for a good year.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying.
You mean I've telling you all the way along?
Yes, we're talking about football. We're talking about the great opportunity to play, and you're asking me about how much fun are we having at the pool and the saloons and stuff. We're not.
But you haven't let them go to the saloon.
Well, that's because we're so darn thrilled about this opportunity to play football. I've been trying to tell you.
Jim, we're going to have coffee with a coach now, brought to you by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bakery. This is a question from Al in Jackson. What do you do from a standpoint to let the kids enjoy this trip, and how does your family enjoy the trip? Do you give them time?
Yeah, there's free and family time that's worked into the schedule. The guys were really excited to go to Disney World yesterday. Going to an Orlando Magic game tonight. Just about every day there's something to do, but we're just doing it as a big group. we're just doing it as a big herd, you know, a team. Everywhere we go, whether it's to dinner or to the basketball game or to the theme park, we're doing it as a team. Found it's harder to separate somebody from the herd.
It is indeed. Well, last question. What do you see from this game? If folks are watching on TV, I always ask this question. You know, when it's going good, what do you want to have be happening? When it's not going so good, this isn't going to be good for us. You know, as a kind of a preview of what you might see for the folks at home that are going to watch in Michigan.
The folks at home, Florida's good enough they could just beat the tar out of us, and this could be a blowout. But we're pretty darn good too, and we can get going. Some things we could do the same thing to them, or it could be one really tight, close, hard-hitting football game, and that's really what I expect. Two good football teams going at it.
A lot of folks are talking about this being a defensive struggle. What does Jim Harbaugh think?
Well, you never know. I mean, people always say that we're going to, or they say they're going to score a lot of points. It's just going to be a track meet back and forth. Or people say that you know, it's really going to be a defensive struggle. That's what I'm saying. I think this is they're good enough to beat the tar out of us. I think we're good enough to beat the tar out of them, and or it could be one of those really tight games. We'll see. You know, it's both teams are good football teams, and that's why we're so darn excited about playing in this game. What a great opportunity.
Jim, good luck against the Gators, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays to you, Jim. I hope it's been a wonderful holiday for you and a great 2016 for you and your family.
Thank you. You get the sense that Coach Harbaugh's had a good time down here getting ready for the Citrus Bowl. And one thing I know for sure, he loves to compete, and he loves the idea of taking on Florida on New Year's Day in a big bowl game. That does it for us on Inside Michigan Football this show and this year. And we want to thank you all for your loyal support all season long. Have a Happy New Year, everybody. Kickoff's not far away. Inside Michigan Football, presented by Priority Health, is brought to you in part by Abso-Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. By U of M Health System. Hope starts here. Answers start here. Victories start here. U of M Health System. By Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory.